let's move on to the shows. First show is Fallout. Fallout, the show, is based on a game. I don't know how familiar any of you are with gaming or just the Fallout series. In the Fallout storyline, we existed in a society where it's kind of blended with like the 50s, but like with modern technology. And there, of course, were fallout shelters. Just in reality, there were fallout shelters built because, people thought a nuclear war was going to occur back then. And in the Fallout universe, it actually does happen. And these people that could afford to, they go into the vaults. There's many vaults, and they survive for generations. And the people that don't go into the vaults, like, find different ways to survive. This show, I think it's one of the few video game adaptations that really does, I think, capture the spirit of the game, the recklessness of just the Fallout world and what you can come across. Like, if you're familiar with the games, you can literally come across anything out there, and just how society works. This one is starring Ella Purnell and Walton Goggins. I love Walton Goggins, and I've also started to grow Ella Purnell because she, and everything that I've seen her in, has also been great. If you haven't seen Arcane, she voices Jinx, or if you are familiar with Arcane, she voices Jinx. Kills it in that as well. But yeah, Fallout, really good. Amazon did great with it. I'm excited to see where season 2 goes. I definitely wanted more after the end of it. It was one of the shows that I wanted to keep going after I finished it. At number 2 with the shows, we got the Vince Staples show. Now, I haven't had a chance to talk about it as much on this channel, and I need to this year. I will. Stay tuned. I love Atlanta. Atlanta is one of my favorite shows. No, Atlanta is my favorite show ever made, period. I love that show. I love how it embodies the city, how it talks about the city, how weird it gets in times. I brought that up to say the Vince Staples show reminds me a lot of Atlanta, but it also stands alone as its own story. Vince Staples show just kind of follows the day of the life of rapper Vince Staples, if you don't know, and his life in California. It's just his day-to-day life. There's kind of always something weird lingering or going on. It's a very quick watch too. You can watch all of it within like 2 hours. It's only, each episode maybe like, some episodes are like 15 minutes, and there's only like 7 episodes on Netflix. So glad they got renewed for season 2. Yeah, I love the Vince Staples show, man. How vibrant it is. You can tell Vince knows what he's talking about when it comes to filmmaking and shows as well. I think that was one of the reasons why this show was supposed to come out a while ago, like years ago, but it got held up, I think, because a lot of people just kept passing on it, and a lot of people thought because of just him coming from the rapper background that he didn't really know what he was talking about when it came to pitching a show or being the showrunner of a show. He's proven them wrong, to say the least. I think just Vince Staples as an individual is somebody who is so captivating, just in the way that he talks and the issues that he brings up in his interviews.
And don't buy an expensive house.
Moderate.
Buy a moderate house. Get you a little fixer-upper, you know what I mean? Stop paying for them security guards. Don't get that HOA with that gate. Ain't nobody looking for your bitch ass. Stop trying to be tough. I say that with love. Which camera? I'm right here. You are a bitch. Your mama raised a good boy.
You can feel that vibe throughout the show. You could tell he put his all into this, and I can't wait for season 2. Finally, we gotta talk about The Bear. If Atlanta is number 1 right now, The Bear is number 2 or 3. I love The Bear. I love it. And if you don't know what The Bear is, it's a story about a world-class chef named Carmy who comes back to his late brother's failing restaurant and tries to turn it into a Michelin star winning restaurant. The Bear is another very intimate show. It gets very emotional, very deep, very anxious as well. Carmy is one of my favorite main characters ever written. I feel like I can relate to Carmy so much just throughout his struggle to perfection and trying to look out for the people around you while also feeling like you haven't done enough work to deserve happiness. And in this season, the restaurant is finally kind of together. They're finally opening as a Michelin star restaurant, and just goes through all his own mental struggles, especially from the past season, how he's also starting to rub off on the people around him, still seeking approval from his peers in the past. While you do have Carmy, who is played by Jeremy Allen White, you also have Sid, who is played by Ayo Edebiri. She is also amazing. I talked about her, I think, in the last video that I did. She is wonderful. just as much as Jeremy Allen White does. She gets about the same amount of screen time. In season 3, she's kind of becoming another version of Carmi, and you see that in the last episode. And I'm gonna do another video about the pair eventually, and I'm gonna expand on it more because, again, I genuinely really do love that show. You would think that it's just about cooking, but it's way deeper than that. The rest of the cast, amazing. Cinematography, amazing. And again, it's another short watch. If you haven't seen The Bear, it's on Hulu. I highly suggest you check it out. So that is my wrap up. You know, everybody has New Year's resolutions or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. I'm going back to just not saying what my goals are and just doing them. So I ask that you guys just stick along this journey for me. We're going to see where we're at the end of the year. We're going to see how much this channel grows. Just the difference between setup and production, editing, all that. It's all to just continue to make me better. Not only am I going to continue to talk about shows and movies, I'm going to talk about some of my own experiences as working as an independent filmmaker. And I can't wait to have you guys along for the ride. So thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe. If there's anything you want to see me talk about or any shows you think I should talk about, please put them down in the comments and I'll check them out. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.